Alright, here we are with the drum mics. This is the Audix Fusion 5 kit that I bought. So this is the Fusion F6. This is the kick drum mic. Then there are 3 toms. The tom mic is the Audix F2. This will go on all 3 toms. The snare mic that comes with the kit is the Audix F5 Fusion Series. Although I don't always use this. In most cases I will use an SM57 by Shure. That's usually my snare mic. Cases where I would not use the Shure would be if there is a 4th tom. If there are 4 toms, I'll put the SM57 on the largest floor tom, and then I would use the snare mic that comes with the Fusion kit, a drum miking kit, on the snare instead. It comes with 2 compartments for 2 more mics that I did not get, which are for overhead mics. In my studio, I use the Samson CO2 overheads, pencil condensers. I use these for my overheads. I own these for a couple years, so when I went and ordered the Audix Fusion drum kit, miking kit, I ordered the kit without the overheads because I already owned the Samson condensers. I think it was the F7 is what it's called. I can't remember exactly, but again, I elected to go with this. I'll be showing you guys a setup today with this mic miking kit when the drummer gets here. Alright, that'll be the next part. Alright everyone, the band came in last night. Well, a couple members of the band, that is. The drummer and the guitar player slash songwriter. I mean, they all write, but he was the guy that came in and began the project a little while ago, laying down the guitar tracks that he would then recruit the band with to come back in and work on the songs. So anyway, the drummer came in last night along with the guitar player, and I did a little setup. The only thing that's going to change from last night's setup session to today is they are adding a crash and a china to the kit. So the overheads will be repositioned. I actually have the overhead drum mics moved out of the way right now. They're not in position to where they normally would be. But we can take a look at the kick. Normally when I mic up a drum kit, if they have the sound hole, I go and get my kick drum mic placed right about in the center of it, using a little boom stand, a little short boom, and that goes into my little bro snake. It's called a sub snake, and then that goes into the Soundcraft board, into these XLRs. Next is the snare. which again, using the Fusion drum kit. You got that right there. You got 2 toms there. The 3rd tom is there. And the 4th tom I'm using a 57 on. With a gooseneck mic stand. These are all 3 toms, or all 4 toms are again going through the subsnake. 3 of them are being used with the Fusion's mics and mic kit attachments, which are right here. They clip right on to the ring of the drum heads, or the those toms on the drums. And as we discussed yesterday, I use the Samson pencil condensers. Again, once they bring in the 2 additional cymbals, I will go ahead and put the overheads in place. But that's pretty much it. They came in yesterday and I set the mics up and we did a quick test and found out that I had a bad cable. So this cable had to be replaced on the kit. So that's one benefit of coming in the night before and doing a setup the night before a studio session is if I would have had an extra cable, I would have had to run out to the store today and get one, or last night, whatever would have been the most optimal. And if I would have waited till today to do this, and I didn't have a cable, that would have ended the session real quick. So there's so many benefits to setting up drums the night before a session. Again, one of the things I brought up in the previous clip was having the drum kit sitting in my studio all night, getting acclimated to the temperature in the room, which to me is pretty important when you want to get a good recording. Bringing drums that have been transported from some other location and then bouncing around in the vehicle on its way here, then bringing it in from the heat of the Florida summer into the studio, which I have conditioned. It's I normally keep it between 76 to 77 degrees in the studio, and it's like 95 degrees outside, so that's almost a 20 degree difference from outside to inside the studio. Anyway, they'll be here shortly to pick up from where we left off yesterday. I will start where we ended yesterday, literally. I will enable all the mics. We will do the exact same, 4 or 5 measure recording, and I will check to make sure that everything sounds the way that it did yesterday, and if not, make any adjustments. We had a squeaky drum pedal. We treated it with some WD-40 last night, let it sit in good, and today there should be no squeak in it. But they'll be here in a little bit, and we'll continue with this this portion of the video of the mixing of, this is the recording of the drums for Aleutian Fire. All right, we'll be back in a little bit. Hey, I just wanted to make a little add-on to the tail end of a clip I just did. This is a 5-song recording session. I wanted to mention that. I left it out of the previous video where I went through and showed my mic placement. So while I was talking, I was saying to myself, don't forget to mention how many songs we're doing. And sure enough, I forgot to mention it. So today's goal is 5 songs. I don't know that we're going to get 5 songs done, but that's our goal. We did 4 in the last session, and then we knew that we were going to come back in and reset up and do 5 more. That would be ideal, instead of having to come back for a 3rd drum session, and get everything exactly the way it was and all that. I want the drums to sound like they were all recorded on the same day. That's the trick. I don't want it to sound like there was 4 different drummers recorded across 5 different days through all 4 seasons. I want it to sound as one take, one day, straight through the song as I can. That's my challenge. And we'll see what we can do. There's a lot of reasons why that's the way it is. This drum kit is not used just by the band to record their studio stuff. This is the rehearsal drums. This is the practice drums. This is the obviously studio drums. They're bringing it into the studio. This is the live drum kit. So these drum heads and the shells and the cymbals are getting played on all the time. So in order for me to get the best quality of sound and the most continuity across all the tracks, is to get as many of them recorded in one setting as possible, because the heads are going to sound different. The cymbals from being played on are they're gonna change a little bit, and ideally I would get them all recorded in one day, or in one, where they would come in, play, and they would come back another day. I don't know that that's how this is going to work. If we don't get all 5 done today, I think what they're going to do is they're going to pack up and come back next weekend or another weekend. And then my goal at that point is to try to match the sound that we accomplished today as closely as possible. There will be some triggering added in the mixing session. I will show that. I'll show that process. But anyway, I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned about how many songs we're doing, because I failed to do that in the previous video. Alright, we'll be back here in a little bit when the band gets here and we start doing a little bit of recording. I want to capture some of that so you guys can sort of see how I work when I actually do a session. Alright, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.